Welcome back to Focus Atlanta. With the rise in the housing market and low interest rates, consumers are taking advantage of the opportunity to purchase a home for a good value. But in your haste to find a good deal, buyers need to ensure that the home is properly inspected. Of course, you want to make sure that everything is good with the foundation, electricity, and gas lines. But have you considered inspecting for pests?
First, most people, what they do when they're looking to buy a new home for our type of stuff is they get what's called the official wood infestation inspection report. Okay, or more commonly known as a clearance letter or termite letter. That report covers 5 wood-destroying organisms. So termites, out of those, the subterranean species termite is the worst one and the most prevalent, okay, which is why it's called a termite letter. One thing that a lot of people don't get inspections for when buying a house is for rodents. The rodents basically they're one of the leading causes of fires in the state of Georgia. And the reason for that is they constantly chew to file down their teeth and everything like that. And when they're constantly chewing, sometimes they chew wires, which can spark and cause a fire. The other thing is they need shelter, food, water, climate, all that. So the reason why I'm talking about that a little bit early is right now we're getting ready to go into the fall, and as the temperatures change and it goes down, they want to get out of the weather, and your nice, cozy home is great for them.
According to the National Association of Realtors, home inspections don't typically cover pest inspections. It's an added cost to the home buying process, but one that is worth the headache and the thousands of dollars should an infestation be found.
Well, you know, in the South we say you've had termites, you have them now, or you may get them because of our weather and our soil and those type things. So yes, we always recommend a termite letter, even if it's cash, because you know, if you're spending cash, you don't have a lot of the rules and regulations you do with a mortgage. Everyone should get a termite inspection.
The level of damage from termites really depends on what they get into. And you know, your native subterranean termites, they have multiple food sources that they're going to, so they don't actually live in the house. It's the grocery store. It becomes Kroger or Publix to them, and they come get their food and they take it home. Well, they have multiple grocery stores that they go to and can travel large areas. And in the southeast, we're one of the most heavily populated areas for subterranean termites.
Termite activity often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Measuring only a fraction of an inch, these wood-destroying insects can grow to a colony of more than 3 million strong.
We have seen it second floor, third floor, up in attics, you know, things like that. But that's also something where most of those cases there was some kind of a water leak, and they are attracted to moisture, so that kind of leads them to that area. More often than not, we want to look at, just say you have a basement, I want to look at your basement and your first level and your garage, and that should tell me just about everything I need to know. They're hidden invaders, so I can only see about 10 to 20% of a home, and they could be in there and I just don't know it yet, you know, until they decide to give me a telltale sign.
Here are some tips to discuss with your termite inspector. A visual inspection of the surrounding area of the home determines the possible points of entry for termites.
You will see with termites, if you've got a house where you can see the exterior of the foundation, and just say it's a slab home, you can walk around the outside real quick and look for their mud tunnels. Because termites always travel, and the subterranean species of termites, I should say, always travel inside their mud tunnels. And a lot of the homes here have red clay soil, so they're pretty easy to see. Moisture and water, they prefer freshly decaying wood over, you know, nice sound wood. They don't like it overly decayed, but basically the easier the wood is for them to chew on, they can gather that faster. So the reason why I was saying earlier that they don't create a lot of structural damage, they will do cosmetic damage to the structure, but if left long periods, they will do structural damage, okay? So in the short run, a lot of times it's baseboards, it's sheetrock, it's hardwood floors, you know, they can rip up the carpet fibers underneath, and doors and window frames, you know, which are considered contents. So that's the importance of having your contents covered too.
Wood that is in contact with dirt is a good entry point. Cracks in the foundation or concrete porch allow termites to enter into the crawl space. Flower planters that make contact with the side of the home are also entry points. The outside heating unit keeps the surrounding ground warm all year and allows termites to grow rapidly throughout the year, as well as being a good entry point. Termites need moisture, so any space around the home that remains moist or holds standing water can be an entry point for the insect.
Usually the rule of thumb is somewhere between 5 and 7 years of a brand new home. Start worrying if you don't have something, because a lot of your new home treatment contracts are starting to expire. So those companies are going to start coming back to you saying, hey, it's time to retreat your home. You need to repay and you need to redo this. I've seen damage claims anywhere from $50, where it might just be the small portion of the garage door frame that they ate. And I've seen damage claims, the largest one I saw in Georgia was it was $480,000. So, yeah. And that was a 10-year-old home that had coverage.
Termites can cost Americans more than $5 billion in property damage.
Well, our inspections are always free, okay? If you're buying a house, we do charge for the report, because that puts us on a guarantee of the house for, a said period of time, usually 30 days before closing and 90 days after closing, give a little protection. So we do charge for that report. For the treatment, it depends on the size of the house, the makeup of the house, and we measure that. It can be anywhere from, I've seen $4 per linear foot up to $8 or $9 per linear foot. And the linear footage is just adding all 4 walls of the exterior together.
In addition, many buyers neglect the potential rodent activity that is typically common at and or around homes that remain unsold and not well maintained.
Also, before you get to the fall and that first cold snap for rodents, go ahead and have your house inspected and see what you need to do. One of the things that we found in doing this is builders, a lot of times, they don't seal the entire roof line. As they bring the OSB board down from the peak of the roof down to where the soffits, fascia boards, and gutters all meet up, if they run out of OSB board and they've got 1 to 2 inches left, they just roll the shingles right on over into the gutter. And if those shingles aren't tacked down nice and tight, the rodents will crawl up, get into the gutter, just lift up the shingles, and walk directly in your home. I've been able to put my entire arm into someone's attic from their shingles.
Stay tuned to learn more here on Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back.